Hello, Bad-Tempered Badger here. Today I'll be responding to some videos by the Righteous Judge. Hang on, I'm already subscribed to this guy. Now, when did that happen? Wait a minute, this is the Wise Christian. You've been changing your name on us, chap. Ah well, let's see what he has to say this time.
Do not use logical fallacies to determine if someone has a valid argument.
I agree. You shouldn't use logical fallacies in your reasoning when trying to figure out somebody's position.
Because they are irrelevant.
Well, I wouldn't say irrelevant. They can be pretty relevant in determining whether somebody's position has any holes in it.
If you want to understand someone's argument, perhaps you should ask them for their point. And if that doesn't work, why don't you try to interpret their point? Maybe ask them if their point that you interpreted is correct. Maybe so you can understand the fucking argument. See, logical fallacies are not logical. Not when you're trying to understand. And understanding is the entire point.
I actually agree with him here. If you're trying to have a discussion with someone, to establish new information, to maybe learn something from them, maybe teach them something, you need to try your best to understand where they're coming from. So let's see what some of the points he makes are, and see if we can get a better understanding for the Righteous Judge.
Evolution versus creationism. The Big Bang. It brought forth everything, when before was nothing. Evolution. The thing that is inside the Big Bang. Any questions?
Yes. What's your point here? Are you trying to say that God is the Big Bang? In which case, what is your evidence that the Big Bang was a conscious, omniscient and omnipotent entity?
For all you atheists that think that there is no God, type it in the comment section below what your logic is that is used to determine the claim.
Well, it's not a claim, it's the refutation of a claim. It's the position that no proposition for the existence of a god or gods has any evidence to be convincing. Let's put that in the comments, see what he says about it.
Proof that a consciousness and or a body / God created us or this universe, and this is because of the fact that people bang and then life comes. There was a Big Bang and life came. Now, wouldn't that be a reflection of what the cause of the universe is capable of? I wonder.
Hang on a minute. Are you saying that the universe was caused by God's cosmic orgasm? In which case, considering that religion requires marriage of a man and a woman to take place, or rather your religion does, before copulation and procreation should take place, wouldn't that mean that God has an equal and opposite female entity? Your argument doesn't make sense, mate.
We died to replace one another. Now, how did evolution know that we have to replace one another so that we don't fill up this world or planet with too many people if God wasn't involved?
What do you mean, how did evolution know? Evolution isn't a conscious entity that can know things. Evolution is a series of ongoing processes within biology. Through natural selection and various other means, species change over time to fit their environment. Things die and are replaced by the next generation, partly because they wear out, partly because Otherwise, they'd be competing for resources. Once there are more organisms than can properly use the resources of an area, the surplus organisms must either move, find different resources to use, or die. That's not a conscious process by evolution. That's supply and demand.
So when this universe began to exist, it sprouted an intelligent mind. Right here.
Well, that's debatable.
It sprouted an intelligent mind, so that would be a reflection of what brought forth the universe. You get it? Ultimate life form.
The ultimate life form. Well, what specifically elevates you above the rest of the animal kingdom? What makes you more ultimate than a badger, for example? What, Oh, hang on. That's a notification there. Has he replied to my comment? Whoa, he has. Let's see what he said. I have 30 plus videos for evidence of God in my playlist. If you're not convinced of any evidence that I have, then you are blind. You haven't presented a single bit of evidence other than faulty logical reasoning based on a dodgy premise. Well, let's see what he says about that. Well, let's try another video.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Did you already see the claims? And were they extraordinary? Do they really require that?
Well, if your claim is the entire universe was created by my particular brand of Sky Daddy, then yes, that's a pretty extraordinary claim and would require pretty extraordinary evidence. As the actual evidence provided is none, I don't believe it. I'm not saying for definite it's not true, but I'm saying it's probably not, given how little none evidence there is for it. I think that'll do for this guy for today. Thanks for watching, everyone.